Nightrein's new enhanced Nightlord is very tough, and beating him requires thought, planning, precision, and finesse. So when such subtlety and deftness is required, there's only one man for the job. His students know him as Professor Bonk. The landlord of his local knows him as Big Dave. We know him as Raider. So we're dropping into a church spawn where we can kill some rats and grab a golden seed. All of the church spawns do have nearby enemies you can kill for level 2. If you get this particular one, there's a knight guarding the bridge that will give you the runes you need. So relic set up for Raider and specifically for this boss. I've killed this boss a few times now with Raider, and I don't really think that lightning damage is that important with this class, as you can stagger him out of the dangerous stuff with your character skills or by posture breaking. But I wanted to post a run that was easy to replicate and didn't rely on any RNG. Lightning giant crushers are out there, but you need to be lucky for that. So I have a lightning slash relic, the Raider Remembrance and the Evergel relic for simple routing. So after level 2, I headed to the nearby Great Church, which was Headless Knights on this seed. I killed the knight by the altar and grabbed the second stone sword key from the chest. The lightning buff from the Ash of War gives you an almost 50% damage boost in the early game, so keep it buffed as much as you can. Headless is probably the most annoying Great Church other than Oracles, but with Raider, it's still pretty quick. With level 3 secured, it's Evergel time. I think level 3 is generally fine for the majority of Evergel bosses. There's only a couple of really dangerous, slow or annoying ones, so your chances of getting them are low.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The gank Evergels can be pretty annoying. I went for YOLO strats here and got stuck in, but if you're playing it safe, you can save both your character skills to use to get you out of trouble. You can't die while doing either of them, so you can treat them like an Iron Eye dodge for any time where you're in big trouble and surrounded. With one Evergel done, it's time for the other southern one. While there isn't a spirit bird for this one, the circle was on my side. I'd also got the township spawn on this run, which I made a mental note of for later. If I'd been more observant, I would have also noticed something else in this area, which would have a big effect on this run. The second Evergel was noble, and even at level 4, you can start to see how powerful this build is. Now, because I was taking my starting weapon all the way through to the end, I jumped into the cave for a smithing 2. There's 3 different caves in Limveld, and this one is undoubtedly the slowest and most annoying, as the troll here seems programmed to fall into the wall so you can't riposte him. I'd say it's generally worth having a little look around in the caves, as 9 out of 10 times you'll find a smithing 1 as well. So out of the cave and towards the castle, I jumped up to the merchant to upgrade my weapon to +2. Then approach the castle from the south. If you don't know what's in the castle, it's always safest to approach from the south in case it's trolls. On this seed, it was Banished Knights, and while Crucible Knights are preferable for the runes, Banished Knights are definitely the easiest castle for a raider run, as you can clear out the entire castle very easily on day 1 with this class. These enemies can be pretty dangerous on other classes, but the raider can just stunlock every one of them to death. I've gone into the castle as raider at as low as level 2 and still been okay. The circle was pretty kind, with the day 2 boss due to spawn right outside the castle, meaning even after the time I'd spent caving and upgrading my weapon, I'd killed everything but the lion before day 1 ended. So after a not particularly efficient day 1, let's see what this build does. Yeah, that was 3 hits for the first Knight's Cavalry. And I had an absolute nightmare on the second one, as I missed my riposte opportunity. So this guy took 5 hits. As day 2 started, I headed up to kill the 2 bosses north of the castle. Killed the Scarab on the way because I just knew he'd have the Axe Talisman. The formidable Great Boss was Small Moose, who was pretty much dead before he knew what was going on. After you kill this enemy, jump down into the valley and up the Spirit Spring straight to another fight. After a quick Scion delete, I headed back to the castle. I couldn't see any signs of life on top, which generally means Bellbearing Hunter, who is the only boss I fear when playing as Raider. On Wilder or Executor, he's fine, but I think Raider's just a little too slow for him. I went in to clear up the courtyard. And then afterwards, down to the basement. Now you might think that Nightreign Red Wolf would suit me perfectly, as he has a slimmed down moveset compared to the Elden Ring one. But actually it sucks, because they've just taken away all of the attacks that I know how to punish. But this is a Raider run, so face tank and bonks for the win. Then I headed up to the talisman room for a difficult choice between the Claw Talisman, Dragon Crest Great Shield, and Ritual Shield. Before leaving the castle, I just wanted to confirm my suspicions. So I headed up to the top, and it was indeed Mr. Dangerous. So I decided to head south to the township and the southern formidable boss. And this turned out to be a very good decision, as something else was after me. Oh fuck, it's spammy McGoatface. Before going to see the beast, I bought a Wending Grace and held off from buying a talisman so I could pay off Goatman. It's quite funny, at the time I genuinely thought I had enough money to pay him off and was so conflicted about whether to fight him. Watching it back, I realised I couldn't have paid him off anyway, but this was a deep internal struggle at the time. After Goatman was down, I went to fight the lion nearby. Then it was time for a signature Thingfishy strat in forgetting about the Grace that spawns right next to the boss and wasting 40 seconds running to the other one. By this time, the circle had started closing, so I headed to the southern formidable boss for the last fight of day 2. It was Kindred, who got absolutely blasted and allowed a better late than never max level before the end of day 2. For the day 2 boss, I got the good one. And just look at the damage in what is undoubtedly the scrappiest yet almost certainly fastest Nameless King fight on this channel. At the start of day 3, as always, Wending Grace for safety and buy a physic to forget to use. The Everdark version of Fulghor is amazing, with some cool new moves that, happily, aren't just massive AoEs. On Raider, you want to try and take enough damage to have your character skill fully charged as much as you can, especially if you don't have lightning. With a boss that does this much damage, that's easily achieved just by playing aggressively, so don't think about it too much. Pretty much every death I've had to a Nightlord on Raider was me trying to take damage and misjudging it. So just be super aggressive and it will take care of itself. And that's it. For my money, the easiest way to take down the new Nightlord. You have until Thursday to kill this guy, so grab your bonk and get on it. As always, thanks for watching. See you soon.